Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live coverage of Starlink Group 6-83 mission launch from the Space Coast, that is from Launch Complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. We hope you all are doing fine and excited about this much anticipated and hyped upcoming SpaceX Starlink launch that is set to break a record. With this mission, SpaceX will set a record with the first booster to launch for 28 times, pushing the limits of reusability. Well, if it's your first time joining us, hi, my name is Dipta Maitra. I'll be your friend and the host providing commentary for today's mission launch, and you are watching AstroYonder live.
Roger, 0G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around.
Houston, we see a nominal MECO. Welcome to space.
We are super excited bringing you the coverage of SpaceX's 485th launch and the 57th Falcon 9 launch of this year. A huge milestone coming up for them as SpaceX is on its track to hit their 500th launch this year with only 16 more launches to go. Let us know your predictions and what you think for the month when SpaceX will reach its 500th mission launch on the chat or comment section. We will be thrilled and excited to hear from you. Now we are waiting for a Falcon 9 liftoff at 1:02 a.m. Eastern Time, 5:02 hours UTC from Florida for a southeasterly launch for SpaceX Starlink mission. The Starlink mission 6-83 will launch 28 version 2 mini optimized Starlink satellites to low Earth orbit. Now before we dive in, on behalf of AstroYonder team and our awesome moderators, we want to thank all of you joining us for today's launch. We are truly grateful to have you all here with us. A big thanks to our amazing YouTube community for being here today, supporting us as we provide detailed coverage of space launches complete with extensive stats and thorough insights. Really appreciate and a heartfelt gratitude for you being here with us. We would love it if you guys can hop into the chat and let us know from where you are tuning in. Feel free to drop any questions, suggestions, or share your thoughts as we move ahead with the stream. We would love to hear from you and get to know more about you. Now, just a heads up, it's just me only managing the launch coverages on my own. So if by chance we face any technical hiccups or issues, kindly bear with me and hang tight. There is nothing to worry about. I will do my best to guide you through the upcoming Falcon 9 rocket launch happening in approximately 36 minutes from now. Now let's get into the mission details. According to 45th Weather Squadron officials, there's a 50% chances of favorable weather conditions early in the launch window, with 50% launch weather constant violations related to cumulus cloud and surface electric field rules, with upper level wind shear and some isolated showers possibly. This will be improving to 90% favorable weather conditions by the end of the launch window as conditions clear. And for that, SpaceX adjusted and pushed back their liftoff time for today, and now they are about in the middle of today's launch window. Now the forecast calls for a temperature of 23 degrees Celsius, overcast clouds with 90 1% cloud cover, and a wind speed of 10 miles per hour. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope the launch proceeds on time without significant delays. But if for some reason launch does not happen today, we do have a backup opportunity later today, that is on Tuesday, May 13th, with launch window opening at 11:06 p.m. Eastern Time. So now let's take a look at today's payload details for Starlink Group 6-83 mission. Starlink satellite built in Redmond, Washington. Today's payload includes 28 of the newer optimized Starlink version 2 mini satellites. This launch marks the 40th dedicated Starlink launch for this year. Prior to this launch, a total of 936 Starlink satellites had already been launched in 2025 alone. And with this launch, the number rises to 964. And if we count in the version 3 variants launched on two Starship flights, those simulators won, that's 14 of them, then it's a total of 978. So getting close to 1000 of them. Now just a reminder, today's payload does not consist any direct-to-cell satellites. Now each of these Starlink satellites equipped with 5 advanced Ku band phased array antennas, 3 dual band parabolic antennas utilizing Ka and E band, and a 52.5 square meter dual solar array with a wingspan of 100 feet. These two solar arrays are also aeroneutral. That means it enables the satellites to perform faster on-orbit maneuvers. Plus, they got high-capacity battery on board to provide the power to the payload hardware. Each Starlink satellite features 3 space laser transponders, also known as optical inter-satellite links, ISL in short to say, for communicating with each other at speeds up to 200 Gbps. Now, for maneuvering in space, this satellite uses Hall effect thrusters powered by argon, which was previously based on krypton. And the switch was basically due to the cost effectiveness of argon compared to krypton. Today's batch is going to be deployed initially in an orbit with an altitude of approximately 269 kilometers with an inclination of 43 degrees. But the operational orbit will be up at around 559 kilometers with that same inclination of 43 degrees. Each optimized version 2 mini weighs approximately 1,268 pounds, equivalent to 575 kilograms, which is about 22% lighter than the original version 2 mini design. Now, just to provide you a frame of reference, each unoptimized version 2 minis weighs around 1,763 pounds, equivalent to 800 kilograms. Starlink satellite uses custom-built star trackers to find their position, altitude, and orientation for optimal broadband throughput. And each of them has 4 reaction wheels for precise attitude control, or you can say the orientation control, plus a hot spare setup for the reliability. Their aluminum flywheel is designed to safely burn at the end of their useful life upon the re-entry. Additionally, they have an onboard autonomous collision avoidance system that uses the US Department of Defense debris tracking database for avoiding collisions with space junk, other spacecraft, and other Starlink satellites autonomously. Now, again, to understand the importance of autonomous collision avoidance system, here is a short, quick context. According to a SpaceX report published last year, Starlink satellite performs 275 collision avoidance maneuvers each day. And in that course of past 6 months, when this report got published, Starlink satellites performed nearly 50,000 collision avoidance maneuvers. So I hope these big numbers can make you understand the significance of this autonomous collision avoidance system. Now about the Starlink version 2 mini optimization, and with that how SpaceX is leveling up the number of satellites. So firstly, the key optimization here is a 22% weight reduction, bringing each satellite's launch mass to approximately 575 kilograms compared to the original version 2 mini's 800 kilograms. So overall, this makes a huge difference if we will be considering a complete stack of satellites getting deployed. This lighter design achieved through upgraded avionics, propulsion, and power systems, which allows more satellites to fit within the Falcon 9's payload capacity. Additional enhancement includes a Doppio dual band antenna for improved bandwidth, that is approximately 96 Gbps per satellite, and mass optimized components tailored for efficient stacking and deployment. Now, all thanks to these optimizations, that allows Falcon 9 to carry up to 29 satellites per mission, around 6 more than the original version 2 mini design. Now, some quick fun facts very fast because we will be running out of the time. On February 25th last year, 2024, SpaceX launched a batch of 24 Starlink version 2 mini satellites, which was the then highest count for version 2 minis. But breaking that record this year on January 21st, 2025, with Group 11-8, SpaceX launched 27 optimized version 2 mini satellites for the first time. Then again on March 31st, 2025, with Group 6-80, they launched 28 optimized version 2 minis for the first time. At that point of time, that was the highest count for version 2 mini satellites. But with May 4th, 2025 Starlink launch, SpaceX broke its own record, launching 29 version 2 mini satellites, surpassing the previous high of 28. And as of now, that was the biggest batch yet for the version 2 mini variant. In comparison, the highest for version 1 is 60 satellites, and for version 1.5, it's 56. With today's launch, it marks the 16th time SpaceX launching its optimized version 2 mini variants, bringing the total to 439 number of satellites. Now, if we will be considering the batch of 28 satellites being launched, so it's the 7th time they are launching 28 numbers of them with today's launch. Now, with this optimization and this increase in satellites, Starlink satellites getting launched, a question might arise that why the optimized Starlink satellites, why there is the need, and why there is an increase in the number of satellites per launch nowadays. Now, SpaceX is deliberately increasing the launch of optimized version 2 mini Starlink satellites as a strategic move to expand and upgrade their satellite internet network. These optimized versions acts as a transitional solution until the larger version 3 variants can launch aboard Starship. The lighter and more advanced version 2 minis offer roughly 4 times the capacity of earlier versions, allowing more to be launched per mission. And as I mentioned, up to 29 at a time. And we did launch one time a batch of 29 of them, which reduces the cost and accelerate the deployment. This helps SpaceX meet the rising global demand to replace aging and deorbited version 1 or version 1.5 satellites, and to maintain a consistent coverage while building towards their authorized Generation 2 constellation of up to 30,000 satellites. Now, for example, back in February 2024, SpaceX announced deorbiting 100 older version 1 satellites, but minded version 1 satellites due to a potential flaw, and recent data shows that they are deorbiting about 4 to 5 satellites daily. Although that's a another issue, environmental things are there that are causing some criticism for that, but anyways, let's leave that behind. So this creates voids in the constellation, which SpaceX addresses by launching new version 2 mini optimized satellites offering 4 times the capacity and improved performance. Now, once again, just a reminder, SpaceX is currently targeting a liftoff time of Falcon 9 from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida at 1:02 a.m. Eastern Time, 5:02 hours UTC on Tuesday, May 13th of 2025. Now let's take a look at the flight record for the booster supporting today's Starlink 6-83 mission and the main center of attraction for today. The booster with tail number 1067 supporting today's mission, the most mature and a record breaker among the booster fleet, with 27 previous flights in its record, including missions like 2 commercial resupply services mission to the International Space Station, that is CRS-22 and CRS-25, 2 crewed launches, SpaceX Crew 3, which marked the maiden flight of Crew Dragon Endurance, and another SpaceX Crew 4, which marked the Dragon's fourth NASA commercial crew operational flight. Other non-Starlink missions like Turksat 5B, Eutelsat Hotbird 13G, O3B Empower A. Actually, I was thinking what that was written. O3 Empower A mission, which was for a operator SES, a major telecommunication based in Luxembourg. PASN Satria for Pacific Satellite Nuncitara. I think they have another launch coming up. Next mission supported by this booster was the Telkomsat Miraputi 2, Galileo L13 for European Space Agency, and lastly the last non-Starlink mission supported by today's booster was the Korea Sat 6A, as that we know, a series of South Korean communication satellites operated by KT-SAT. Additionally, the booster also supported 16 Starlink missions. The booster made its debut with CRS-22 mission from Kennedy Space Center back in 2021, June 3rd. So it is evident how mature this booster is, with an age of 3 years, 11 months, 1 week, and 3 days as of today. But here, one thing I would like to mention, that the most oldest booster as of now is the booster with tail number 1063, which was launched for the first time on 21st of November back in 2020. So despite being the oldest booster, it is having 25 flights, but today's booster will be having its 28th flight with today's launch. This will be the booster's fourth supporting mission of the year. The booster's turnaround time as of today is 29 days, and the last mission supported by today's booster was Starlink Group 6-73 from Slick 40 here at Cape on 14th of April this year, now awaiting its 28th flight, and with that 1067 will become the first booster to launch for its 28th time, setting a new record. Now, today's mission will be the 28th consecutive launch of this booster from the East Coast, with all launches from Pad 39A and Space Launch Complex 40, with its 11th landing on Just Read the Instructions droneship. Now, here is one interesting thing to remind you guys, that on its debut flight with CRS-22 mission from Kennedy Space Center, this booster made its landing on, of course, I Still Love You droneship, which was that time located in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, most of the launches supported by, of course, I Still Love You, we know it's being stationed at the West Coast. So that's all about today's star, the booster with tail number 1067. So now let's move ahead and have a look at the bar graph showing the number of Falcon 9 launches each year. Before this upcoming launch, SpaceX completed its 56th Falcon 9 launch for this year with Starlink 15-4 mission launch from Space Launch Complex 4 East at Vandenberg on May 12th, 2025, just a couple of hours yesterday, leaving behind the number of leaving behind the number of annual launches made till year 2021. SpaceX is now having 25 more than the launches made in 2021. Now with today's just a second, I missed something. What I did. Well, fine, it's not having any problem right now. With today's launch of Starlink 6-83 mission, the bar graph shows 57 number of Falcon 9 launches for 2025. SpaceX is now less than the halfway to the number of launches made in year 2022 and 2023. And with today's mission, SpaceX will be having just 4 less number of launches from 2022 and 39 less than the launches made in the year 2023. As of today, SpaceX is yet to reach even the half of the launches made last year. Previously, we know SpaceX completed 132 launches of Falcon 9 last year, marking a year with the highest annual launches to date for SpaceX. And a previous tweet from Elon suggests that SpaceX is now aiming for another record breaking year with around 172 to 180 Falcon 9 launches just alone, apart from upcoming planned Falcon Heavy launches, if any, surpassing last year's highest annual launch count. So that will be thrilling to witness. Now, if this stream fuels your love for space, please provide this stream a like. It's like fine tuning the trajectory of our mission to build a community with amazing space enthusiasts like you. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification so that you won't miss a single launch update. We believe here at AstroYonder that together we will build the ultimate constellation of space enthusiasts. Now, please allow us a couple of seconds to check whether the launch is on time or not and to stay updated. Well, as of now, it remains the same, so no worries. Today, I'm a little bit worried about the weather there. I would like to welcome Ravinder Talwar joining us from Jalandhar city here at Punjab in India. Thanks, Ravinder. I hope you are doing well, and thanks that you tuned in here at AstroYonder, and hope you will be enjoying the stream. Now we will be having the stream approximately 7 minutes from now. So hang tight. Today's launch is going to be thrilling one. Now let's have a look at the trajectory for today's mission. Falcon 9 leaving the pad from Launch Complex 39A at Kennedy Space Center with a batch of 28 version 2 mini Starlink satellites on board for a southeast trajectory heading into low Earth orbit. That is to the sixth shell of second generation Starlink mega constellation indicated by that green line on your screen. The red line indicates where Falcon 9 first stage will land after stage separation, just a little later leaving Florida's Space Coast. And today's mission is being supported by Just Read the Instructions droneship, one of the two here on the East Coast. This will be the 118th landing on Just Read the Instructions droneship to date, if successful. It's hard to say even that word, that if successful. I wish with all my heart that it becomes a success. Now some recovery specifics. The planned booster recovery is approximately 595 kilometers with estimated fairing recovery approximately 626 kilometers downrange. And the stage 2 debris re-entry will be in the South Atlantic or the Indian Ocean on its second orbit. Now here are some of the stats related to drone ships as of today on your screen right now. Currently, we know there are three in SpaceX's drone ship fleet. Of the three, drone ships Just Read the Instructions and a shortful of Gravitas are stationed here in Florida, while of course I Still Love You is stationed in California. Just recently supported a mission a couple of hours back from now. Now let's talk a little bit about the fairing recovery. SpaceX will utilize a recovery vessel to retrieve those fairing halves from the Atlantic waters. The two halves of the payload fairing will be recovered slightly farther, approximately 31 kilometers downrange from where the first stage lands on the drone ship. Just read the instructions. After they will smoothly splash down with the guidance of parachutes. Right now on your screen, you can see how a fairing recovery looks like. The recovery vessel on your screen right now is Doug performing the recovery operations. But today's supporting recovery vessel is Bob here at the East Coast. Other recovery vessels, Doug is now, I think, heading for its next upcoming Starlink mission for tomorrow. And Go Cosmos is at the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America, which one you prefer to say, while Go Beyond at the West Coast is also heading back after supporting Starlink Group 15-4 mission. So, quite busy days for all the recovery vessels except Go Cosmos. I don't know what is the issue with Go Cosmos, but it's not supporting any of the missions right now. I think there is some refurbishment or something is going on with that. Now we have a request again for you folks. Consider giving this stream a like as your way of boosting us past max Q, passing through maximum dynamic stress of YouTube algorithm. That helps us connect with more space enthusiasts like you. And as we are burning our midnight propellant to bring you the stream, we expect your support for us by tapping the subscribe and bell icon. And with that, you will never miss an upcoming stream like a perfectly timed launch window. Now, let's quickly get done with the stats related to today's mission. Today's launch marks 485th SpaceX's overall launch and the 40th dedicated Starlink launch of this year. This is going to be the 472nd Falcon 9 launch to date. A record-setting 28th flight of this particular Falcon 9 booster supporting today's mission, with tail number 1067 being in action after 29 days. Today's mission marks 57th Falcon 9 launch and SpaceX's 59th overall launch of 2025. This will be the 414th Falcon booster reflight to date and the launch of a booster that has flown at least once before. 111th orbital launch for SpaceX launching from Launch Complex 39A and the 205th overall orbital launch from Pad 39A. With the success of this mission, SpaceX will have a remarkable 8,610 Starlink satellites, including 609 dedicated direct-to-cell satellites launched to date. Now coming to some reusability statistics, this launch marks 398 Falcon 9 booster reflight to date. This will be the 118th landing on Just Read the Instructions drone ship, 28th landing of this record-setting first stage booster with tail number 1067. And with this mission's first stage landing, SpaceX will be having their 356th overall drone ship landing, marking 426th Falcon 9 landing so far and 445th SpaceX's overall landing to date. Now let me just quickly check if the stream is up or not. Well, yes, it's live. That's a nice thing. So please allow me some couple of seconds to set the stream for you guys. So right now they are playing some pre-launch tunes. Uh, as soon as the mission audio feed drops in, I will be patching that for you guys. Meanwhile, let me just provide you some more stats related to today's mission launch. With today's mission, SpaceX will be having its 59th launch of this year. Out of those, 40 are Starlink missions, including today's one. 17 were non-Starlink missions for commercial and government organizations, and 2 Starship launches. 54 of these missions using a reused booster, including today's one. Now, the geographical distribution provides us that SpaceX will be having 39 launches from East Coast with today's launch.
Falcon tanks are pressing for a strong back retract.
And on the West Coast, they are having 18 launches. As of now, 2 launches from Gulf Coast at Starbase in Texas for 7th and 8th test flights. And about the landing, they will be nailing it for the 55th time this year. Most of the landings are on droneship with 46 landings.
Strong back retract has started.
And for ground landings, they pulled off 9 of them. And about the overall orbital launch statistics, this will be the 101st orbital launch of this year. With that, United States is leading with 66 launches, followed by China with 25 launches, Russia with 5 launches, 1 launch each by India, Japan, and Europe with 3 launches. So that's all for the stats we had for you guys to share with. And we did got the call out. The strong back retract process is now underway. I hope if we will be getting some closer views, we can see the clamp arms around the stage 2 are now coming to open, and the strong back reclining about 1.5 degrees away from the Falcon 9, as this is a East Coast flight. At Vandenberg, we reclined the strong back 13 degrees away from the Falcon 9. Now, while we are watching this, so we got this close-up view. You can see the strong back getting away from the Falcon 9 by a slight angle. So while we are watching this live view of Falcon 9, a couple of important steps were completed. Spacecraft team switched to internal power, and a few minutes ago, and fueling our Falcon 9 first stage is finished, meaning all the RP1 prop is now on board. We are still loading the liquid oxygen on both the first and second stages, and we did got the call out for LOX load closeout for stage 1. So we are still waiting for the second stage that will finish up just inside T-2 minutes mark. We'll be listening in a couple of seconds for LOX load closeout on the second stage.
Stage 2 LOX load complete.
So there we go. Stage 2 LOX load is complete, meaning all the propellant are now on board the Falcon 9 with massive 1 million pounds of propellant. We are now beginning to vent down the pressure that was remaining in the tubing on the strong back. That's why we can see these amazing white clouds coming out there.
Ground gas closeouts.
Ground gas closeout call out. That's where we bleed the extra pressure off. And that cold gas, when it reacts with the moist humid air, gives us this nice white cloud and healthy indicator of launch coming up. Next event T minus 1 minute, we should hear the call out that Falcon 9 flight computers are in startup and controlling the rocket for the remainder of the countdown.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Right on time. Falcon 9 flight computers on stage 1 and stage 2 are running the rocket to the last minute of count. So now let's listen to the go call out.
Launch director, go for launch.
SpaceX launch director giving go for the launch. I guess a very polite man he is by his voice. So we are coming up at T minus 30 seconds. All system continues to remain go for the launch of Falcon 9 and Starlink. As of now, no weather issues. So let's sit back and enjoy the liftoff of Falcon 9 with a record setting 28th flight for a Falcon 9 booster.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition, engine full power, and liftoff. Go SpaceX, go Starlink.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion nominal.
With some amazing views. Seems like a fireball getting up in the sky. We have a successful liftoff. Falcon 9 has cleared the tower. We are 29 seconds into the flight. Falcon 9 on its way with 28 Starlinks into low Earth orbit. We did got some good call out. Stage 1 engine chamber pressure is nominal. We are now in a throttle bucket, throttling down the 9 Merlin engines, preparing for the period of maximum dynamic stress coming up. Good. We got some more good callouts. Power and telemetry is nominal. We have exceeded Mach 1 on the Falcon 9 as Falcon 9 is faster than the speed of sound as we have gone supersonic.
Max Q.
Max Q callout. So we are through the period of maximum dynamic stress on the vehicle. We have throttled the Merlin engines back up to full power. Next, expecting the call out for MVAC engine chill. Meanwhile, would like to welcome Fairmaid, one of our moderators joining us at, I guess it's lunchtime for you. Past 2 it is, I guess.
And back engine chill.
So there we go. We got the call out. So we are now starting to chill down the MVAC engine on the second stage in preparation for ignition right after the stage separation. Up next, we will see 3 quick events. First, main engine cutoff, also referred as MECO, on the first stage, followed by stage separation, and then the first ignition of the second stage MVAC engine, also known as SES-1, which will boost the payload to low Earth orbit. So let's listen in for those callouts.
Main engine cutoff.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
So we just got the callouts for all the back-to-back milestones. Now on first stage, you can see those nitrogen thrusters reorienting the first stage, and the flight computers commanded the 4 hypersonic titanium grid fins for the deployment.
Fairing separation confirmed.
So we got the call out that the fairing has hello. Okay. Okay. I thought my mic got turned off. So we got the call out that the fairing has successfully separated. We are right now looking at the view of second stage. First stage view we are not getting, but still a feeble view we can still have on the left hand side of your screen. So this first stage will now rise towards the apogee before descending back towards the landing on drone ship. Just read the instructions, stationed in the Atlantic Ocean. Second stage, meanwhile, with its full capacity in the middle of its 6-minute burn, is on its way into the parking orbit with 28 Starlink satellites payload on board. So I guess for today, for this flight, the apogee for the first stage right now, it is 114 kilometers. And I guess I'm seeing those lightnings, or these are nitrogen thrusters on first stage. So our moderator Famed also confirming that the apogee is 114 kilometers. Now it will be slowly descending back down towards the landing for its landing on the drone ship. Starting with the boosters, the first stage, boosters first launch of the year on Starlink Group 12-12 mission. That also marked a record 25th flight for this booster at that time, back in January. Then booster with tail number 1069 supporting today's mission has continued to set record on each of its 3 subsequent flights, now flying for its 4th time this year alone. Also today it marks the 3rd landing this year with its record-setting partner in crime, you can say. Just read the instructions, having one previous landing again this year only on a shortfall of gravitas during its record 26th flight. Now currently we are preparing. So there we go, we got a call out, stage 1 entry burn startup. We just lit 3 of the 9 Merlin 1D engines on the first stage. We are now rapidly slowing down the vehicle, as you can see on the bottom left side of your screen from the telemetry. And this burn should last just around 26 seconds. What just happened? Did we miss anything?
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
So we got the call out for stage 2 FTS being saved. That means the orbital insertion burn is now complete for second stage. Right now we are expecting the call out for stage 1 being transonic. Unfortunately for a glitch, we did miss the call out for stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
Stage 1 transonic.
So there we go, we got the call out for stage 1 being transonic. That means the first stage is now traveling slower than the speed of sound as it heads towards landing. Next, expecting the call out for stage 1 landing burn in just 8 to 9 seconds from now.
Stage 1 landing burn.
There we go, great views of that landing burn with center E9 engine now lit.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
We are slowing down the vehicle furthermore very rapidly. Should be seeing those landing legs deploy any seconds now.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Landing legs deployed.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
So we did got the visual and audio confirmation for a successful 426th landing of an orbital class Falcon 9 rocket. And with this particular booster being the first to reach a successful 28th flight, a record-breaking milestone. Now coming up, we will have the second stage engine cutoff, that is SECO 1.
Shutdown.
There we go, completing its around 6 minutes of burn, and following that event, the second stage will enter into about 46 minutes of course phase
Insertion.
as the vehicle ascends to its target orbit for the deployment. So there we go, a perfect launch and a perfect landing. With that, it set a new benchmark for a booster fleet for 28 flights. Now, I guess SpaceX should keep this booster as on display in future if something won't be getting in a wrong path. Yes, Pyramid weather is not good at that place, and I was a little bit skeptical that whether they will be able to launch on time or not, but they made it. I guess they didn't violated any more launch constraints, so I guess for that. Otherwise, they are having some shrill line of clouds along the coast. But anyways, so these were the callouts. We were waiting for second stage engine cutoff, a confirmation of good nominal orbit, and a record-setting 28 landing of first stage booster. Now today's launch marks SpaceX's 485th successful mission and the landing marking their 445th success. So with that, we will wrap up our coverage for now. Also be sure to check out our social media handle on X for the latest happenings in the space industry and updates on upcoming launches. I guess link got posted on the chat section. Now before wrapping up, would like to thank Faymade, one of our moderator, joining us despite being no one else today. Faymade is there with us, and also would like to thanks Ravinder Talwar for joining us from Punjab. So now finally and most importantly, we want to thank you for tuning in to our live launch coverage wherever you are watching from. Without your support, really can do this broadcast, and we are grateful for your continued encouragement for everything what we do here at AstroYonder. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We appreciate everyone joining us for today's launch. Wishing you a nice week ahead. Once again, thanks for watching. This is AstroYonder Live and me, Dipta, signing off for now, and we will see you next time.